Senator Mayor Geller, Vice Mayor Udine, and members of the commission, it's a pleasure, and I'll take 5 seconds to say thank you for the opportunity to be here before you for the first time as a full group. I was here last August speaking to you regarding the budget. 2 members were here based on COVID provisions, so it certainly is nice to be able to stand before you here today and talk about a really exciting opportunity that stands before us. We are asking for the waiver of the competitive selection process associated with the Marine Terminal and Berth user agreement. As many of you know, this past February 9th, the Commission approved the Second Amendment with Carnival Corporation that allowed us the opportunity to deal with issues associated with COVID and their request for the reduction in the minimum annual guarantee. And for that, we wanted something back. So we did modify the MAG, and in return, we took back Terminal 4. We felt that that was something that was provided to them in 2016, but we wanted that asset back to allow us the opportunity to be able to expand our diversity within the cruise operations. Predominantly now, we have Royal Caribbean as well as Carnival Corporation and a couple of the independents that come in on a regular basis. On April 26th, we received notification from Disney Cruise Lines requesting authorization from the Commission to negotiate and discuss a long-term agreement whereby they would establish home port operations at Port Everglades. For a little bit of context, Disney Cruise Line currently runs a seasonal service. They have done so out of Miami since 2012. About 150,000 passenger movements a year are under the MAG. They have been looking at a long-term home port operation in South Florida. They became aware of the situation at Port Everglades after the action by the Commission this past February, whereby we had Cruise Terminal 4 available. We've had some general discussions, but ultimately to be able to move into negotiations, we would need the waiver of the administrative code. There is an MOU between Disney Cruise Line and Port Miami that does allow them the opportunity to run their seasonal operation moving into a full home port operation, and that runs through April of 2024. There are some out clauses associated with that would allow them the opportunity to move sooner if we could come to some type of negotiation. Within that, though, and one of the issues that they have is they would be third party to a cruise terminal that would be built by MSC Cruises as well as by Port Miami. It is their desire to have their own home port operation, not have to share the terminal with another operator. Hence, where Port Everglades, because of Cruise Terminal 4 being available, could provide them with a solid option. Their desire would be, again, if we could come to some type of agreement, would be to stage 1 vessel in the immediate term with the possibility through negotiation of additional seasonal service beyond their home port operations. So a vessel that would have about 35,000 passengers on board, which is, again, the wide range of the vessels that they do have, could bring about 536,000 passenger movements through the port on an annual basis, and that would be on a 554 cruise itinerary on an annual basis. That in itself comes close to matching what we lost associated with what was negotiated out of the deal with Carnival. And then again, during the negotiation process, we would understand ultimately what their full program would be. Monetarily, just on that seasonal vessel as well, that would come close to matching the amount of funding that was taken away as part of the minimum annual guarantee. So you can see financially, as well as passenger movements, it really meets the opportunity to be able to step in and take away that loss from the Carnival agreement. I think even more so, and as we look at the port as an economic development agency with transportation at its core, financially what it means for the port, or could mean for the port, would be something very significant. If we look at it holistically, what it could mean for Broward County on both ends of the cruise cycle, as well as the opportunity to bring in a brand like this, if we could come to an agreement, I think would be awfully exciting for the county, for the businesses and the 84,000 plus people that work in the hospitality and tourism industry within Broward County. With that, I'll take any questions that you may have, but we do have a couple of representatives here from the port as well.
Commissioner Ryan, would you mind holding your question while I call on one more speaker?
No problem.
Okay. Johnny Dixon is the only speaker I have listed. Mr. Dixon, if you want to come up, and then Commissioner Ryan, I'll call on you for questions, sir.
Mayor, I want to move it when it's appropriate.
Okay. Okay, I will take only the, I told Commissioner Ryan I'd call on him, but that will be the only speaker. Mr. Dixon, you're recognized, sir.
Good afternoon, County Commissioners, Mayor Geller. I'd like to thank you guys for this opportunity to be able to address you guys, also our county administrator. I'm Johnny Dixon, the president of International Longshoremen's Association, Local 1526. It's been challenging times for union members, especially longshoremen, with the suspension of cruise operations. Our port association has been down about 1.1 million man hours due to this pause in productivity in the cruise industry. But ultimately, I'm here to speak on behalf and full support of the Broward Board County of Commissioners to allow our Port Everglades CEO and Port Director, Jonathan Daniels, to enter negotiations with Disney Cruise Lines. Should Port Everglades secure a contract with Disney, it would tremendously boost our local economies as far as with spending cruise passengers, increase revenues for Broward County and Port Everglades, also create quality union jobs for the citizens of Broward County that we all in here work for. I appreciate your time for allowing me to speak in support of this agenda item. And any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Dixon. Commissioner Ryan, you may have questions for either Ms. Daniels or Ms. Dixon. As soon as you're completed, we will vote.
I have a question for Port Director Daniels.
Yes, sir.
The Terminal 2 and Terminal 4 are very close to the convention center and the headquarters hotel. And of course, you know, we've done that expansion with the new garage there, and you have that direct flow right into those particular terminals. Is that one of the factors that attracted Disney right here? Because I'm thinking the proximity to the hotel and the convention center, that you'd be seeing a lot of passengers that might be, you know, having a night or two nights over at the hotel, and I assume that in your negotiations you'll be working with the Convention or Visitors Bureau on discussions on, you know, how they would book the rooms and certain discounts and things, you know, with the Disney passengers. Your comments?
Yeah, certainly, and that might be better answered by Disney ultimately as they look at the matrix of what is important to them. I can tell you that there are few areas, certainly in the United States, that can offer the level of resources in such close proximity to Terminals 2 and Terminal 4. The investment that was made by the Commission and by the Port, $120 million in the parking garage, 1,818 spaces, and it is a world-class parking facility. The headquarters hotel, the convention center, everything as well. When we take a look at it, what would be available to the crew members that are there on coming off the vessel? If you look at what's on 17th, what's in a variety of shopping areas around there, what we are able to, as a community and as a county, offer to them in this respect is quite incredible. So again, I talk about a holistic approach. What we will do in negotiations is take a holistic approach from the lodging to the transportation to and from the airport and the close proximity there. What's available for the crew members? They have the opportunity to establish this as home. Their other home is Port Canaveral because of the proximity to Orlando and to the parks. They are looking for a new home in South Florida, and we have the opportunity, I think, to negotiate a very solid deal financially. But I think it goes a little bit beyond that. It goes what we're able to offer Disney Cruise Line as a whole, from docking to parking facilities, to the fact that hopefully what they're going to do is bring down their cast and crew members and make them a part of the community as well. And I think that goes beyond just what it means to the port. Ultimately, it spills out into what it means for the county and the community.
Well, after the challenges with COVID kind of put you and everybody at the port on their heels, when you first came on board, it's a great opportunity for you to step in and really do something that is going to be a long-term impact and positive one for the port. So congratulations on what you've been able to do so far.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Commissioner Ryan. Commissioner Bogan moves the item, seconded by Dr. Sharif. All those in favor of item number 40, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Chair that adopted unanimously. Dr. Sharif, you have an announcement, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.